Time to get Warrior Tough, the most monumental hour in media anywhere, where your leadership and mental toughness coaches Andrew Wittman and the Dutch. I'm wearing sunglasses. Coleman.
I put them away. Where are they?
Where'd they go, man?
Away, yeah.
Oh, man, people on the YouTubes aren't going to see you.
No. The sun went down, and I'm just chilling in the studio.
You had some cool shades on, like pre-show. When we were doing the pre-show prep, you had sunglasses on. It was really cool. And if you're not looking at the YouTube right now, you need to, because Dutch is sporting like really cool, like sculpted facial hair too. He just shaved this really sharp. It's kind of like almost you're wearing Captain America shirt, but it's kind of like Tony Stark. What you got going? It's like Tony Stark's dad, actually, though. Yeah, because you don't have the full goatee. You just
I'm trying to get that Tony.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
hey, I'm trying to get to that Tony Stark level.
Yeah, we're working on it. All right, hey, listen, if you want to join the conversation on the Twitters, use the hashtag #GetWarriorTough. Of course, you can find Dutch at the Dutch Coleman. I'm at WarriorToughPhD. Go to the website, GetWarriorTough.com. Register for the free ebook. Sign up for the newsletter. It's all free. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get the app. I'll tell you, Dutch, the audience on the app is skyrocketing since we brought the show live onto our network. Which, of course, if you had the app and you're listening to us right now live on the app, it's so easy. You just hit you just touch your phone and boom, we're right there.
Hey, man, I encourage everyone to go get it. We're doing bigger and better things. You can get that on Google or with your Mac device, Apple device. So we're up in the big times, man.
Yeah, and if you wanted to get it off our website, just go to the website and then you scroll down and you'll see a picture of Dutch and I with the radio show. Just click on that. That next page will come up. And then it'll direct you to either the Play Store or the iTunes Store, whatever it is. You get I'm not a tech guy, man. But wherever you click on that button, and it takes you to go get the other thing, the thing with the thing.
Hey, you're doing just fine with the tech stuff, man.
Right? So, and I was talking to. So this past weekend was my 25th. It was like the Desert Storm reunion. Right? Weapons Company, 3rd Battalion, 6 Marines. We all got together. It's 25 years since Desert Storm, but. The funny thing was most everybody there, the thing that held, because some people they left before Desert Storm, they got out. What happened, we were in Panama together, so it was really like the 27-year reunion for the Panama thing. So it was really cool because all of us, anyway, one of the guys there, he's like this tech guru guy. Like he tracks, like if you did like fraud, with the credit card, he tracks people down. Like if you stole somebody's identity. So he's like a cybersecurity guru. Right, and he was a corporal when I was a sergeant. This guy's awesome, right? So I'm like, Dale, tell me what you do. He's like, I catch bad guys. I'm like, me too. He's like, yeah, not like that. So he catches them like digitally. He'll track them down and find them. And I was like, yeah. So then he was saying something techie, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what you just said. And he's like, no, you're smart. You'll get it. And I'm like, no, man. When people started trying to explain the Excel spreadsheet to me, they were talking about macros, and I'm like, I love those coconut cookies, man. Those are so good. And they're like, no, man, that's macaroons. And I was like, oh. Like, yeah, I know, right? But I was like, serious, you know what I mean? So me and the tech, man, it's just, anyway. So we had this great time. I know, man, stop it, Dutch. So we went up to Quantico, right? Because my platoon commander, my platoon leader at the time, he was a lieutenant. His name was Lieutenant Dale Alford. He's now a general. So, and of course, the general's working at Quantico, so we all went to Quantico. And of course, my leadership mentor, Lieutenant Colonel John Falchetti, he was a captain at the time, so he's still kind of like the leader of the pack. And of course, and the general, and then all these guys, we all came together. And we went to the Marine Corps Museum up there, Dutch. Have you seen it on 95 when you go past Quantico? It's like this giant thing sticking up when you're going on the northbound side, it's on the right-hand side. It's huge. Anyway, it's really cool. I've never been there. We've passed it a bazillion times. And we met there, and we spent the day going through the Marine Corps Museum together. And outside, there's a memorial walk, and we walked through it, and we took our time. And there's bricks with, the Marines that have served there. And you could, get a brick and have your name, inscribed, and you put there. And then there's, like, different units have put memorials up and monuments to the units and there's people, and there's just, for this unit, all these guys died in Vietnam, and then there's this unit, these guys died. So it was just really cool. And then you go inside the museum, and it's just fantastic. It's amazing. And it really is almost holy ground for the Marine Corps because it starts at the beginning at 1775. And I took a picture of the recruiting poster during like the early 1800s, dude. If you signed up for 4 years, listen to this deal, you get $768 for the whole 4 years.
Wow,
that's high cotton, dude. I mean,
hey.
$768 for the whole 4 years. Woo! Sign me up for that deal. I mean, how did you get anybody to sign up for that?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I guess back then, whatever. But so I was actually, I think as a corporal, I was making $768 a month or something back in the 80s. So it was really cool. And then upstairs is this thing called the Tun Tavern, which is, of course, the Marine Corps in Philadelphia was founded in Tun Tavern. And so we're all sitting around up there, and everybody's, ordering, beer and, bar food. And this one guy, now you'll love this, right? So this guy sitting next to me, we were in 81s and mortars together. I hadn't seen him in like 27 years. So he's looking at the menu, and he orders this crab sandwich, right? So he's thinking it's going to be lumped crab meat. And I looked at the menu, and I'm like, man, you shouldn't get that. He's like, why? I said, because it says Virginia crab cake sandwich. Have you ever heard of Virginia crabs?
Yes.
No, I heard of Maryland crabs. Like, I'm going to order something that says Maryland crab cake. I'm never going to order anything that says Virginia crab cake. It's coming out of a can or something. And it was like canned Spam, sandwich, man. It was awful.
I was gonna say if the people in Virginia are smart, they're just driving over to Maryland and buying it and then carrying it back over the border and just saying it's Virginia crab.
No, because they actually called it Virginia crab. No, and you're from Maryland, you know what I'm talking about. Would you ever order something that said Virginia crabs?
No, but
that's like you're in Philadelphia and instead of getting a Philly cheesesteak, you get like a Kansas City cheesesteak. No,
right. But I guarantee you, they're probably just driving across the border and buying it from Maryland and claiming it as their own.
Right, but it wasn't even good, so I believe him. It was Virginia. It was like you get the canned salmon or whatever. I was like, dude. First off, my first clue was that they're calling it a Virginia crab sandwich. You just dumped that thing. You're right, so you should have never ordered it. But anyway, and then that night we went over to this restaurant, and I know there's a point to all this, but the restaurant was called the Globe and the Laurel. Now, the Globe and the Laurel has been around since 1968 right there at Quantico, and it's owned and started by Major Rick Spooner. Major Rick Spooner, dude, he's 91 now. He owns a thing. He comes to work every day. He sat with us for like 4 hours at the thing. He was a corporal in the Battle of Saipan, and he was taken prisoner by the Japanese Imperial Army, and then he got away, and then he was in the Battle of Okinawa in World War II. Right, then he made it all the way up to Gunny, and then got commissioned as a second lieutenant. He was in the Korean War, he was in the Vietnam War, and he retired in 1972, 4 years after he started this pub, right, which is now a full-blown steakhouse restaurant called the Globe and Laurel. And that place is really cool. If you're there in Stafford, you should go. It's right off Route 1. The Globe and Laurel is the British Marines. Like, we have the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor for the Marine Corps as our logo. The British Marines are the Globe and Laurel, and he served with some British Marines. And so it's a really cool, there's a lot of memorabilia. There's actually an original Medal of Honor and an original Victoria Cross in the same case there. And everything. So he came over. We're all have this unit. We're in his restaurant, right? And it's a unit. We're all together. We're all kind of having fun and talking old stories and stuff. And he comes over and he goes, "Oh, it does my heart so good to see, old Marines getting together." He said, "This shows that you guys had good leadership. After 30 years, you're still coming together. You had good leadership." And we said, "Yep, they're sitting right here." It's Colonel Fulchetti and General Alford. And
nice.
So, and then he said, "You guys all must be infantry. You're all grunts, right? You're all O3s." We're like, "What? Yeah. How could you tell?" He said, "Because you're all acting like gentlemen." He said, "The people that are in computers and drive trucks and stuff, they all try to act like they're tough and stuff, and so they're all rough and tumble in town. But the infantry guys, the real mud Marines, are actually always calm and gentlemanly when they're in town," which I thought was just hilarious, right? But it was a huge compliment.
That's amazing.
So it was cool being back in that warrior culture. Thanks for letting me talk about this, Dutch, because it's
no, I love it.
It's
man.
A brotherhood, and I got to tell you, the guys that we all sat around that table and we're hugging each other's necks and we love each other, we didn't really like each other 30 years ago, because you're living together, personalities, blah blah blah. There's you do stuff that bug them, but we all fought in the same dirt and sweat the same sweat and bled the same blood. You know what I mean? And so here we go 30 years later, and we're brothers, and we earned it. You know what I mean? And so I never want to give that up. It's very important to me to have that legacy, and it was just an amazing thing to be around these guys again, and it was just really cool. Really.
Well, I don't know if there's a higher bond here on earth than people who kind of lock arms and say, I know either one of us could die at any moment. I got your back. I mean, I don't know of any other place where that's going on. I mean, you got to think about, compared to the quote unquote brotherhoods in other aspects of life, in sports and whether it's fraternities and all that stuff. I mean, you guys are saying at any moment one of us could die or all of us could die, and we're in this together. It doesn't get much higher than that, does it? I mean,
no, and that's why it overrides whether we like you or not. We loved each other, and this is the truth, and it's my truth, but it's all of our truths together. Is even if I hated you, and we're in it together, I trusted all those guys with my life. I wouldn't trust them playing cards, but I trust them with my life. Right? You see what I'm saying? See, that's where the strong buy. I know that I can't trust you with cards, and I wouldn't trust you with my wife, but I'll trust you with my life, and that's what we had.
But you know what? That target, you guys had a common target. You guys shared a process. The mission had to require a certain level of thinking.
Yeah.
And you all had to be walked down a certain path together to be even qualified for that mission. I mean, so if you put all those things together, that's why those things are happening. So not exactly the same, but you can slide a translation over into the business world or other aspects of life that can get you a similar product. But I know we're right up on a break, so but yeah, I'd love to
we'll pick it up when we come back, and that is right on, dude. About it, it may not be as strong, but it can be, and that's what we teach is this all the great things of the warrior culture. You can be in the yoke together like the Clydesdale horses. You can be pulling to, for a common target together. You can have unit cohesion where, you know what, Dutch, I'm more committed to you than whatever the external distractors are, and my own self advancement. I'm committed to the team, and I'm committed to you. All right, so you're listening to the Get Warrior Tough radio show with Dutch and Andrew, and we'll be right back.